Hey guys, Messi here from our weekly, and we'll be taking a look at another class, talents, spells, and of course, artifact introductory questline. Today we're going to taking a look at the Frost Deathknight. So, if you've already seen the spell changes and the talents, feel free to skip over to the artifacts part of the video. But if not, let's get right into it and open the spell book. So as we can see, we still have Anti-Magic Shell doing the same as it currently does on the live servers. We have Chains of Ice, Control Dead, Deathgate of course, Death Grip. We still have Death Strike, and we have Empower Rune Weapon. Now, I don't know if that's actually still on the live servers. If it's not, well, it's back. And it activates all of our runes again and gives us runic power. Frost Strike is still the runic power spender. We'll get to the talents when we get to the talents. Howling Blast is our only way to spread the diseases now. So the single target spell, I forget what it's called. I don't really use it on live anyway. Well, that's gone. It's just Howling Blast. Still have Icebound Fortitude. We have Mind Freeze and Strangulate. Obliterate is going to be our main runic user spell, I guess, whatever you want to call it. We have Path of Frost, Pillar of Frost, Raise Ally, and a new one, Remorseless Winter. Now, this is not the same Remorseless Winter as the one from the talents. It's actually just a full-time damage spell. It uses 2 runes and we have to reuse it every 20 seconds. It just deals damage to any enemy nearby. And this is how it looks. It lasts for the actual 20 seconds, so just use it on cooldown. Let's see, what else do we have? Dark Succor. Whenever we kill an enemy, we have more healing from Death Strike. Killing Machine is still around, but now it's just for Obliterate, no longer for Frost Strike. Mastery Frozen Heart just increases all frost damage. We still have On a Pill Horse, increasing our mount speed. Rhyme is still here, and let's see. Obliterate has a chance for next Howling Blast to consume no rune. Let's see, and the other 2 are talents, so that pretty much covers the basic spells already. It's pretty much the same as it has been. There's just no more buff for Frost Strike, and we only have Howling Blast. So, let's take a look at the talents. Sub-Zero. Killing Machine also causes your next Obliterate to deal an additional 30% damage as frost damage. So not only will Killing Machine make it a guaranteed crit, it will do an increased 30% damage. Then there's Icy Talons, and Frost Strike hits increase your melee attack speed by 25% for 3 seconds. Refreshing this effect will extend its duration, so if we want to quickly use Frost Strike in multiple successions, then we can just do that. Without Remorse is not yet implemented, and Killing Machine now also affects Frost Strike, which means with this talent it would go back to the way it works on the live realms. Going into the next row, Frozen Pulse, your auto attacks have a chance to cause you to radiate intense cold, inflicting frost damage to nearby enemies. So that's really just an AoE passive, I would say. Biting Winds increases the chance for Obliterate to trigger Rhyme by 25%. Up to 2 charges of Killing Machine and Rhyme can be stored. So basically, we don't have to use Obliterate right away after Killing Machine procs. And then lastly, Gathering Storm. Remorseless Winter deals 4% more damage with each successive wave. So this thing that we're supposed to be... oh, wrong one. This thing that we're supposed to be using on cooldown will deal increased damage at every tick. Moving on to the next row, which is all about using runes and runic power. Runic Longevity increases, or rather gives us a 7th rune, as you can see in the UI, and the regeneration rate of our runes is increased by 10%. Next is Runic Empowerment. Whenever we spend Runic Power, we have a chance per Runic Power to activate a random fully depleted rune, which is, well, pretty nice. And finally, Runic Corruption is the one that, right from the live servers as well. It increases the regeneration rate. Moving on, March of the Damned, we become immune to all movement impairing effects, and effects that cause us to lose control of our character. Spellbreaker is a pretty nice one in my opinion. It increases the duration of anti-magic shell and its absorption value by a percentage, obviously, so I really like that one. Desecrated Ground, I believe, is the same as on the live realms. Basically, while standing in the corruption, we become immune to roots, snares, and other stuff. Purgatory, the same as on live. Death Pact is now a talent, also does the same. And Improved Icebound Fortitude reduces the cooldown of Icebound Fortitude by 60 seconds and increases its reduction effect by 15%. Gorfin's Grasp, same as on live. Remorseless Winter is still a talent right now. I assume this will be changed. The disclaimer that I usually say at the beginning. It's alpha, anything can change and probably will. Asphyxiate, I believe, is also a talent on live right now. It does the same thing. Now, a new level 100 talent is Glacial Advance. And that's the one I accidentally clicked earlier. Also, sort of an AoE. I'll click it again now. The spell effects, graphical effect is pretty cool. We launch spikes in front of us, and we do damage. Defile is the same as on live, and so is Breath of Sindragosa. So, those are all the talents. I think it's time to just get right into it and go for our artifact. Alright, so the one thing we usually get, as you saw in other artifact videos, is we have an NPC to talk to who follows us around until we actually accept the quest. Sadly, that's not the case for Deathknight. When I logged in, I got this quest from the Lich King. Yeah, the Lich King calls out to you and says the following: "Hear me, Rivenzul, the Legion has returned. They hope to control us, bend us to their will. Fools, they only walk back within our reach of our blades. Your brethren within Dalaran have begun to gather at Krasus' Landing. Go meet with Duke Lankral, and all will be explained." So, the Lich King reaches out to us, Bolvar 4 Dragon, the current new Lich King, and we have to go talk to the guy. So, let's actually get a mount on our bars. That'll be a bit quicker. And we'll obviously be going for the Frost artifacts.
You need something?
I'm sure that you have many questions, but they're just going to have to wait. We're at war now. We have to move quickly, and I'll try to explain what I can. We have an unexpected ally in this war, Rivenzul, and we're going to need every advantage we can get to defeat the Burning Legion. The Eben Blade will serve as the Lich King's arm as long as the Scourge is confined to Northrend. In return for our assistance, our ally has offered to assist in obtaining powerful weapons for the strongest of our knights. Weapons powerful enough to end the Legion once and for all. You are one of our best, Rivenzul. I want you to decide which weapon you would like to seek out.
Leave me be.
Alright, so, unlike other classes, all 3 specs are available for the Deathknight. So we're going to start with the Frost Deathknights, and we'll do the other 2 in other videos. So, we'll be going for Icebringer. Now, its equip effect is your damaging attacks have a chance to evoke the spirit of the past Lich King, dealing damage and granting an energizing effect. When my days have come to an end, you shall be king. I believe that is the quote of Arthas' father. So, the legendary Frostmourne, even after 4 years after its destruction, within Icecrown Citadel remains one of the most infamous weapons in all of Azeroth. With just a bit of your necromantic power, the broken shards could be reforged into a set of rune blades that have the potential to be just as powerful as their predecessor. So let's go ahead and start the Frost question.
I will listen. For now.
Excellent choice.
We will have our revenge.
There we go. A powerful presence again touches your thoughts. I have ordered your brethren to Icecrown to prepare for the coming conflict, but I have a more important fate in mind for you. You, Rivenzul, will be the hand of our vengeance. Use the Deathgate to return to Arcturus, and I shall reveal your role in this. Alright. Use Deathgates. I assume it means the spell, and not the one to click. Okay, I guess it did mean to click. Go. Ooh, cinematic. So, Arceus has actually moved up to Icecrown Citadel. Lich King awaits your return to the Citadel.
We are driven by a single purpose.
Ah, Rivenzul, so the Lich King chose you to be his hand? I'm not surprised. We have all heard the tales of your exploits. Our forces have gathered from all across Northrend. When the call to action comes, and it will soon, the Knights of the Ebon Blade will be ready.
All is not lost.
By Lord Darian
Not yet.
Mulgrain.
We will see it through to the bitter end.
Make no mistake, we bear no chains to this new Lich King. However, he's our strongest ally against the Legion. For now, his goals align with ours, and in the meantime, it would be in our interests if the Scourge stay contained. The gates of Icecrown lay to the north. Do not keep our ally waiting. Alright. Let's go. Hurry up, Minerva. We're about to pull out of here. Mograine will kill us if we hold things up. We're already dead, idiots. Yes, you are.
Enter, champion. There is much to be done.
Love the voiceovers.
Many of the souls, freed by Frostmourn's destruction, wander the halls of Icecrown, lashing out in eternal torment.
Right.
Destroy them and gather the fragments of the blade, for they will be the heart of your new weapon.
So the Frost Deathknight rotation is pretty simple. Nothing that special to it. Not many buttons to press either. Right. Times that. I can't loot them, so I assume the fragments are elsewhere. I assume what needs to be done is when they die, they harden. The one. Elgin Flamebeard. Wow, that's a name I haven't seen in a long
Elgin's soul
time.
was cursed to relive the moment of his death for eternity, and will see you as his enemy. Destroy him.
It's really cool to get to see past names again. Alright, one thing to keep in mind more is to not use Honey Blast too much, because you obviously want to have the runes for Obliterate. And they both... Oh no, Honey Blast doesn't use any runes.
The soul of Halak was tortured within Frostmourne till he cursed the light. Now that he has forsaken it, slay him.
Anything you can use except for Obliterate? Well, pretty much as Wind. So, there's not too much thought that actually goes into using it. Oh, as you can see, the 3 presences are gone as well, so no more unholy presence to increase our movement speed.
Even when consumed by Frostmourne, the soul of Magroth refused to give up the light. Show him the error of his ways.
Frost strike more. And let's use our frost spikes. That's it. I love that animation.
Once hailed by Arthas as a brother, Deathknight too was ultimately fed to Frostmourne. Grant him a final death.
Use the Scourge teleporter within the Scourge, not Scourge. Within the spine.
Behold, the hilt of Frostmourne. From its broken form, you will create a blade without equal. Approach and channel your power into it to create your weapon.
Alright, so, before we click it, just take a look up there. The Lich King is in a block of ice.
It is done. From the shards of Frostmourne, the twin blades are born. Soon, they shall feed upon the souls of my enemies. I sense powerful spirits remain within the blades. Enter into the spiritual realm within, and purge them of all that resist.
Alright, so... Arthas Menethil, take up the blade and embrace your destiny. Yes, you were right. I will bear any curse to have my revenge. What? An intruder? You won't stop... you won't stop me. Frostmourne will be mine. Well... So, we have to defeat Arthas. with Ner'zhul helping him. So we have to dodge the balls. The darkness. I can't. Dark Pact, sacrifice all nearby undead. How dare you interfere? His soul belongs to me. Well, Ner'zhul, I'm going to say no. So we just have to wait until this finishes. Keep aiming these guys. I love Glacial Advance. That's a really nice ability. Blades are purged. Curse you, my plan's ruined. Doesn't look like he's going to talk. Icebringer. Blades of the Fallen Prince.
You have done well. Ascend to my throne and receive your charge. Where the weak showed mercy, you did not hesitate to strike. Where the unworthy were vanquished, you have conquered. I now mark you with my sigil. Let all recognize you as the enforcer of my will. As we speak, the Ebon Blade is en route to the Broken Isles to hunt for the Dread Lords. Go, ensure that not a single demon escapes my wrath. Crush all who stand in your way.
Okay, so we essentially become the Lich King's right hand, I suppose. Pretty cool.
Deathknights of Agarus, I send to you this one, who will serve as the enforcer of my will. Follow his commands as you would my own.
Hello, Amal Fazad. Ah, the disciple returns triumphant. You've done well to remember the lessons I've taught you. Well, gone a bit beyond your lessons.
For us, there is no peace.
The Lich King made
no
a wise choice in giving you those blades, Rivenzul. You've more than proven yourselves worthy of them. I have to admit, though, I'm glad it wasn't me. I'm through with having magical weapons dictate my life, my fate.
A shadow of hope remains.
Rivenzul, it is time that you have a position fitting for your accomplishments. Knights of the Even Blade, gather round as we honor one of our own. For us, this day stands our brother in arms, Rivenzul. You have all heard of his legend, of the great battles fought and trials overcome at great cost. His deeds are exemplary of the Even Blade indeed. He has shown to be one of the best of us, and is worthy of our highest honor. By the will of the Lich King and my authority as High Lord Rivenzul, wielder of the blades of the Fallen Prince, will now and forever be known as Death Lord of the Even Blade. We will all bow to him as you once did to me and carry out his will against the Legion.
We know much.
I've spent far too long within the walls of Arceus, and the endless hunger gnaws at my spirit. It would be good to go into the field once again and sate its craving. I would be glad to fight at your side, Death Lord.
The Knights of the Elden Blade will not falter.
Death Lord, I must speak with you.
Yes.
Greetings, Death Lord. The blades you hold, while magnificent, have much untapped potential. As you harvest the souls of your enemies, their power will continue to grow. Grandmaster Corvus has studied new techniques that may be of use to you, my lord. You can find him working the forges on the upper level.
We will have our revenge!
Alright. This isn't the upper level, is it? No, I have to teleport. Let's see, what do I have for movement speed increase? Anything? Doesn't seem like it. Hey, look at that, trading dummies. That could prove useful. So, are the old rune forging enchants gone? It looks like it. I see no rune forging anymore. Ah, this weapon is amazing. Do you see the souls of the damned dancing along its edge? Oh, how they scream for release. Yes, in their forms I can see how the blade must be shaped. Corvus has been working for years to improve the forges. This weapon will be the perfect demonstration of their new design. We can take your artifact to the forge and shape it to make use of the soul power it contains. Provided you fed your weapon enough souls first. Let's give it a little try, eh? Alright, so, for those of you that are looking at this video for the first time of any of the artifact videos I've put out, this is the artifact trait screen. And up top you see two relic slots. Now these relics, relics are essentially the new weapon drops for Legion. Because we keep the same weapon the entire expansion, our artifact, they needed another way to still have weapon drops from stuff like dungeons and raids. And relics fill that need. Relics will increase the power level, the item level of your artifact, and also have secondary bonuses, such as giving a trait an extra rank. Now, what is a trait, you might ask? A trait is this. We use artifact power to unlock traits. In this case, the very first trait we can unlock is Cindergosa's Fury. Summon Cindergosa, who casts Frost Breath, which is an AoE attack, and it's a cone. Let's click that, we learn the ability, and every other single trait becomes, well, not available, but they get shown to us. And traits are just like the old talent system that was used all the way up to Cataclysm. Traits, these minor traits, increase the damage of certain abilities or reduce the cooldown of abilities. Both of these increase the damage, this one for Remorseless Mint by 5% per rank, and this one for Howling Blast by 10% per rank. As you can see, we can get up to 30% increased damage on Howling Blast. As we do that, as we gain artifact power through stuff like raiding, dungeons, I believe PvP as well, killing rare mobs, stuff like that, we can spend the artifact power and we'll be able to unlock the tree further. Now, as you can see, there are 3 golden traits, and these are bigger bonuses. These are bigger traits, which you kind of want to go for. The first one is Crystalline Swords. As you attack, Icy copies the Icebringer Icy copies of Icebringer and Frost Reaper begin to float beside you. When you trigger Soul Blade, the icy blades are unleashed and pierce the foe. Obviously, this will do more damage than, for example, 10% extra damage on Howling Blast. The next one is Hypothermia, which is also a passive. Every periodic tick of Frost Fever deals 10% more damage. So, I'm not sure if it means the first tick does 10% additional damage, the tick after that 21%, etc, etc. But it certainly sounds like that. So, it's actually a pretty big bonus, a damage bonus. And the last one is Frozen Soul, yet again a passive. When Remorseless Winter expires, a burst of frost damage is released. Damage is increased for each enemy hit during Remorseless Winter. So, if we use Remorseless Winter... Oh, we went out of the UI by doing that. But, if we use that and we're AoEing down a pack of 6 mobs, the bursts at the end when it expires will be bigger than if it's just been hitting one mob. So that's pretty nice. Let's say, we don't know, but what if there are loads of AoE encounters in the original Legion content? That means we probably want to go for Frozen Soul first. So the quickest way would be to take the increased damage for Howling Blast, then increasing dealing of Death Strike while Iceborne Fortitude is active, moving on to this one, and then finally this one. Allowing us to actually take Frozen Soul. So that's basically how you want to treat your artifact's traits. Excuse me. Oh yes, that will do nicely. Return after you've fed your blade another Feast of Souls, and we will make it the most powerful weapon that's ever existed. Your weapon is stronger than ever, but it will need many more souls in order to reach its true potential. Sioxi has been collecting reports from the scouts. She will direct you to our enemies, and their screaming souls will empower your weapon further. We have to go to the lower level again. Can we mount up? Yeah, I did not know that. We can mount up here. So, if you've already seen that since the start of when we were here, I'm sorry. I did not notice that. Deathlord, I've prepared a brief report on all we've discovered about this new land. You should find it quite interesting. Have you seen the fog that surrounds us? The chill winds of Arcturus have provided us with a perfect concealment from the prying eyes of the Legion. Under cover of this fog, we've been able to send out scouting teams who've put together a fairly comprehensive map of the Broken Isles. Choose where we shall begin our assault. Yet you, of course, shall have the honor of spearheading our efforts, but the rest of the Even Blade will follow your lead, except... Alright, so this brings us at the end of the artifact intro, and this actually is the start of the general Legion Broken Isles questing experience. Now, we have a map here. Currently High Mountain and Stormheim are available on Alpha, but this map is bugged for every class. What's supposed to happen here is you're supposed to choose which zone you want to go to first. So, for example, if it was the live realm, all zones will be available, which means Azuna, Valshara, and I believe one more are supposed to be available as well. And so you can choose which of the 4 or 5 leveling zones you want to go first. Sadly, we can't. It's bugged. The secondary function of this adventure map is to send out our champions, our followers out on scouting missions and stuff like that. Obviously, we can't show that yet either, because it's alpha, it's only the second alpha build, and we'll surely be able to check that out in a future build. I assume that won't be until beta, but when it comes, we'll be sure to feature it. So, that means we really are at the end. Someone has earned the achievement Realm First Grandmaster Angler. Wow, 450 skill in fishing. Congratulations to him. Anyway, that's the end of the Artifacts intro for the Frost Deathknight. Thank you very much for watching. I certainly hope you enjoyed it. If you liked this video, please comment, subscribe, click on the like button. You can follow us on Facebook or Twitter at twitter.com/bmezzy or facebook.com/abowweekly. And am I forgetting anything else? I don't think so. The last thing we can do is summon Cindergosa to see how that looks. Alright, so it looks okay. I mean, not brilliant or anything. So, for the final time, that's it. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Mezzy, and I'll see you again in the next video.